welcome to Lauren Reed Color. Thanks so much for joining me for today's Saturday Snippets feature. Before I get started on coloring our page in Small Victories by Johanna Basford and showing you the whips that I have worked on this week, I just want to make a really exciting announcement, and that is that Andy from Just Coloring Things over at Instagram has created a fantastic new resource for our community, and it is a website where we can organize to color pages together. So I will put the link for the website in the description box. I will also put the name of the website on the screen, but in principle, it is a buddy colors website. So you go in, you create an account, and you curate your list of books that you have in your collection, and you indicate which ones you are willing to do a buddy color in. And of course, there are other people who are doing the same thing, and you can check out their collections and contact them to do a buddy color through the website. I think this is an incredible resource for our community and will definitely foster cooperation and friendship and community building for all of us. So I strongly recommend that you check that out. I also want to apologize for my croaky voice. Yes, winter has descended finally on us and it's been raining. It's not raining right now, but it is still cold. And of course, that's going to affect my, lungs. The joys of being an asthmatic. Anyway, I digress. So let's get on with today's video. And I'm going to start by showing you the whips that I worked on this week. Right, so I actually got quite a lot of coloring done this week. Being reined in has its advantages, and I even finished one page. It's the page from Dark Fairy Tales by Kirby Rosannes, but I'm going to reserve showing that to you for my December completed pages, so stay tuned later on for that video. But for now, I'm going to show you the pages that I'm still currently working on, and the first one is in Spirit Animals by Hannah Carlson, and it is this double page spread of the Clockwork Fly and the Clockwork Lady. This is a buddy color with the amazing Chrissy Wilcox. Both of us have finished the side of the page with the fly, so I'm really proud of us. Chrissy's version is magnificent, but again, I'm only going to show you that when I do my completed pages. It's actually quite interesting to see how we've used similar color palettes, but in different ways. And I'm really excited to see her completed version of this side of the page. Anyway, as for me, I based everything of the background. Yeah, the background on both sides is done with Neocolor 2s, slightly different combinations of the same colors. And then on the fly, it is all shaded with polychromos, and I'm really pleased with it. I still think I might come back and do a little bit more shading around the fly, but overall, I think the page is done, and I'm really, really happy with the way it came out. When I was coloring this green, I was like iffy about it. I had put down the Neocolor 2. I think the name of the color is Moss, and it was really not looking very cohesive with the rest of the page. But once I started shading with the polychromos, it really came to life, and I really love that green combination now. I have written it down to use for future pages. Anyway, I'm now going to be moving on to this side of the page. I've done her face. This was a project. So I started doing her face, and her nose was all crooked. So I had to erase all of my shading around her nose and redo it. And right now, I think it came out great. So this was done with Prismacolors. Prismacolors is really great for skin, but the rest of the page is going to be polychromos. So yeah, I'm really happy with the way my clockwork duo are coming along. So that is the page from Spirit Animals. The next page that I worked on this week is in A Million Baby Animals by Lulu Mayo. This is also a buddy color with Amanda from All J Art and Erica from Elm Colors. I'm so excited to be doing a buddy color with two such fabulous artists. Anyway, the page that we're working on is this one. I'm calling it the Polar Pals because of all the cute little animals gathered together in this snow globe. If I remember correctly, Amanda has already finished her page and it turned out fantastically. I will show it in my completed pages video. And Erica and I are working to catch up with her. So far, I have been struggling a little bit. The paper in this book is very, very smooth, which means it's basically impossible to color with my preferred technique, which is to layer, because the paper just does not take the pencils. So I have decided, and after consultation also with Amanda and Erica, we all feel that it's best to work in this book with water mediums and minimal shading with pencils. So that's what I am going to be doing with this page. So I decided that these trees were the base of the snow globe, and so I've colored them gold rather than the traditional green. I also based other areas of it with Derwent Inktense. So here on the snow, it's Derwent Inktense, and on the base of the snow globe. And then in the background, I have used my do-it-yourself distress ink technique. I used Aquafine watercolors in 2 or 3 different shades of pink. I started out with a really, really light pink, and what I do is I put some of the paint on a palette, I add a drop of glycerin, I swoosh it around with a blending tool, and then I apply it to the page. So that's what I did. I did the light pink and then darker shades of other pinks, and I'm still going to shade the background as well, and obviously put in some white gel pen or white acrylic pen. And yeah, I'm really liking this color palette and the way it's coming along. I still have to do the bears and the penguin and the snowman, but I'm enjoying this page very much. It might even be finished sometime this week. So that is my page in A Million Baby Animals. The next page is in Mythographic Dragon Spell by Joseph Katzenbang. This is a group buddy. I'm in a group on Instagram where we are coloring this book together, 1 page a month. And December's page is this one. It is, I'm calling it the Sweet Pea Dragonling. And because I want to color these like sweet peas, but I'm already seeing that my color scheme is not necessarily working out to be sweet peas, but that's okay. These flowers are going to be a bit more purple than pinkish purple. But yeah, I like it so far. I've done the background with, I think it is White Knights watercolor pencils, and I also based the flowers with White Knights, and now I am shading with Castle Arts pencils. So I have done these 2 flowers so far. So this page is coming along slowly but surely. In our group, we reveal our pages on the 24th of the month, so don't tell anyone that I've given you a sneak peek. But yeah, this is my color palette, and we'll see. It might work out and it might not. Okay, so that's the page in Mythographic Dragon Spell. And the last page I worked on this week is in Mythomorphia by Kirby Rosannes. This is actually a color along on the channel. So I decided that I was going to, yes, do a video on how to approach a Kirby page, and I think this one is perfect. I'm also coloring this one in a group on Instagram, the Kirby Rosannes Challenges group, I think it's called, and this was the page that was chosen. So as I said, we'll be doing this as a color along. So far, I have done the sunset sky, and I used this color palette and this inspiration image for doing this. So we have the sun, and then we have the gradient sky. It looks a little bit more dark off camera than on camera, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out. And this is a video up on the channel, how I start this page and how I do this gradient sky. So that's on the channel if you're interested. And I am currently recording how I am coloring snow. So, so far I've based with Inktense, and on this side I have done some shading. I will continue doing the shading and then apply acrylic marker or acrylic paint to make the snow a little bit more white. Again, this is a color along, and the video for the snow will be up sometime this week. So yeah, that is my page in Mythomorphia, and now we're going to move on to what you have all come here for this Saturday Snippets, and that is our page in Small Victories. So let's get going with that. Right, so we're going to be continuing to work on our page in Small Victories, as I said, and the page that we're working on is this one. It is the Tea and Tranquility page. This is the color palette we chose. I think that was last video, and we also talked about choosing pencils, and hold on one second, let me show you the color palette in terms of the pencils that we have chosen. So this is our color palette. I am using luminance pencils, but I have also put down the equivalent Prismacolors. So you can take a screenshot of that if you want. Right. And yeah, so we have already started and we are going to continue working on this kettle. Now, in last week's videos, I asked people to comment and let me know if they wanted a smoky background or a shelves background. Most people said that they wanted a smoky background, so we are going to do that. But I'm also considering adding a shelf here, like so across this butterfly in the middle. So we might do that as well, but it's definitely going to have a smoky background. But that's for a much later video. Yeah, so we're just going to be continuing working on this kettle. And I also want to remind everyone that these are chatty videos, so I talk about all sorts of things. And if you're not interested in hearing me ramble on, you are more than welcome to mute me, put on your favorite music, and just color along silently. Right, so I'm going to zoom in and then we're going to get started. Okay, so we're zoomed in and I thought today we would color these leaves, and for this we're going to be using the aqua colors from the Luminance. So it is 171, which is turquoise blue, 180, which is malachite green and white. In Prismacolor, it is the light aqua, the, oh, hold on, I have it written down, the cobalt turquoise, and you can get the mid-tone color as well, which is aquamarine. For getting the mid-tone for me, I'm just going to be using these two colors mixed together. Right, so yeah, let's get going with that. Now, Johanna has given us some indications of where to put our highlights and our shadows with the lines here, these dotted lines. So we're going to put the highlight in the middle of each of these leaf sections. Okay, yeah, so let's just get started with that. So I'm starting off with the malachite green, and I am just putting this down next to the main vein of the leaf. Right, yeah, so thanks for joining me today. I hope that you are enjoying your weekend. And as I said earlier, it's been really rainy here. It took winter a while to arrive, but it has now made an appearance with a bit of a bang. So yeah, we had about I don't know, 4 days of rain, I would say. And it's gotten quite cold. Toby is all snuggled up next to me. He's snoozing away. He doesn't like the rain. He really, you know, when he was younger, I would bundle him up and take him out, and he would stop at the door and say, you know, "Are you crazy? I'm not going out there." And he would put on the brakes, and he's a Jack Russell, and he's got tremendous upper body strength. So if he doesn't want to go somewhere, he's not going. But anyway, he has a cute little raincoat. I must say he's gotten a bit better. Now he'll actually go out in the rain. I suppose if you've got to go, you've got to go. Yeah, so he's all snuggled up. He's gotten older now, and he feels the cold more. So I have him wrapped up in a blanket next to the radiator. Okay, so now we're going to take our next color, which is the turquoise blue 171. And the thing about the cold weather is that it's really quiet in the neighborhood. No one wants to come out in the cold, so you're not going to have as much noise in my videos from the neighbors' kids playing. They might come out a bit later, but right now they're quiet. Probably at home in front of the television watching cartoons. Yeah, so I can't believe that 2025 is almost at an end. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the white and I'm just going to blend those colors together. Because I want to keep my highlight. Yeah, so 2025 is nearly at an end. And I'm thinking of all the videos that I want to do to wrap up the year. So there'll be some of those, probably in the beginning of January. And I think I was watching Vera at Zuvira Art on her one of her live streams, I think, and she mentioned that she had looked at her Spotify Wrapped. So I decided I would go and look at mine as well. And I was actually quite interested to see what I had listened to this year. Hold on one second. I'm just going to sharpen this malachite green because I want to now put in more shadows. Okay, so I have sharpened my pencil. I try to avoid sharpening these because they're so expensive. And so I only sharpen them when I really, really have to. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, I looked at my Spotify Wrapped and it was interesting to see what I had listened to. So I'm just warning you that I listen to really, what's the word? I listen to ballads and soft music. I'm definitely not as much into, heavy rock or R&B or rap. I do like some songs in those genres, but usually it's pop music, classical music, soft, 80s, 90s. In fact, according to Spotify, that is my preferred genre of music. And I wrote it down because at the end of the little video that they make, they tell you what kind of listener you are. So it turns out that I am Club Serotonin. So yeah, that was interesting to find out. I like relaxing music. The song that I listened to the most was Let It Go from Frozen. I'm wondering if there's some sort of psychological meaning behind that. And after that, I think it was a song by Madonna. I think it was La Isla Bonita. That was my second most listened to song. And yeah, so that was interesting. The band that I listened to the most is Westlife. So I think they're a British boy band from the 1990s. I love their music. I wonder if they still make new music. I'm not sure. Yeah, so I listened to them. Are they British or Irish? I'll have to look it up and let you know. They might be Irish. Yeah, so I listened to them a lot. And my second most listened to artist was Taylor Swift. Okay, so I am now actually going to add a color that's not on our palette, and that is the indigo blue. So it's dark indigo 639. I am going to add this color to deepen up our shadows. So this is something, keep in mind. You can always add colors that are not on the palette. Black, white, dark indigo, these are colors that I add even if it's not on the original palette. But this is going to give us a really nice shadow color. The malachite green and the indigo together are beautiful. Look what's happening. It's lovely. I love this combination. Yeah. Oh, our leaves are coming along nicely. Yes. Yeah, so that was my Spotify Wrapped. I think it said that I listened to 32,000 minutes. I sometimes listen while I'm coloring. Sometimes I watch videos, YouTube videos while coloring. Sometimes I listen to audiobooks. Sometimes I listen to Spotify. And sometimes I watch television. It has to be a show that I don't have to be paying, that much attention to. Like, I've got it on in the background and I know what's going on, but I'm not necessarily, completely immersed in the show. But that's okay. Some shows lend themselves to that and others not so much. So I'm watching Bones, and that's a show that I've actually seen before. But every once in a while I will say, what? I will stop, I'll go back, and I'll pay attention to what's going on. But there are some shows that's not possible. You have to be paying attention. Okay, so now we're going over and we're going to do this sleeve. And the same thing. Now we're putting our malachite green down the middle. Yeah, so for example, I started watching The Gilded Age, and in the same way that I was, watching Bones, only with half an ear. And then I realized I was missing too much. So that is obviously not a show that I can watch when I'm coloring. I'm going to have to actually watch that and give it my full attention. There are lots of characters, lots of machinations going on, and I have to be paying attention. Yeah, so I stopped watching that. I'll get back to it. And yeah, so obviously that's why I had a lot of Spotify minutes. Yeah, so what else did I do this week? My Yankee candle came to an end, and I decided that I wanted to repurpose the jar. The only issue is that it had quite a lot of wax at the bottom. So I turned to trusty YouTube to find out how to clean it out. And yeah, I found a great video on how to clean out a Yankee candle so that you can repurpose it. And it was really easy. I was really pleasantly surprised at how easy the whole process was. I got a metal bowl, like just a metal kitchen bowl. Okay, so wait, we're moving on to white. Oh, the luminous white is very nice. Yeah, so I got a metal kitchen bowl. I put the candle into the bowl. Not the candle, the jar. And I poured boiling water into the bowl, and then I just let it sit for a couple of minutes. Okay, back to our malachite green. Yeah, so I let it sit in the metal bowl for a few minutes, and as it started to loosen up, I started swishing it around with a fork. This was a project. And yeah, it loosened up. And then I was able to get the remaining wax out of the jar, give it a good wash. And now I'm thinking that I am going to put all of my paper clips in it. Because I'm always fishing around for paper clips. So yeah, that is what I'm going to do with that jar. That was fun. And I don't know, there's something very satisfying about getting the rest of the wax out of the jar. Yeah, so just round here a little bit to get that round look to the leaves. Yeah, so I did that. What else happened this week? I've started playing video games again. After I finished my degree, I never wanted to look at another book again. So I started playing video games. Okay, I'm going back in with the dark indigo. That was a few years ago. And the whole idea of reading another book, even one for entertainment, just did not appeal to me. So my brother suggested that I play a video game. And yeah, I got hooked really quickly. That was years ago. I played on my PC. which I don't have anymore. I no longer have that computer. So all my PC games that I had on it, I can't play anymore. So instead I play on my iPad. There are some really cool games. And I like adventure games. So, you know, none of the shooting games. Those kind of creep me out. So I play adventure games, point and click, you know, follow along with the story, those kinds of games. And there's a website that's called Big Fish, and they have lots of games that you can play on your PC, Mac, but I play on the iPad. The choices for the iPad are a little bit more limited, but I like to sit on the couch in the living room and play rather than sitting at my computer. So I prefer to play on the iPad. It could be that later on, if I want to play a specific game and it's not on the iPad, I will sit at the computer and play it. Oh, that looks really nice. I like that. I think I do want to take the white and just put some flicks from the highlight area into... Yeah, we'll do that on this side too. It creates a nice effect. Okay. Right, back with our malachite green, we're going to do these two. Now here, yeah, the light. Okay, this part is in the shadow because this leaf is casting a shadow on top of it. So our light source is there. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I'm gonna do a video on light source next year. Wow, I can't believe I'm saying next year. Yeah, that'll be something that I do on the channel. Because it's not always easy to figure out where to put your highlights and your shadows. Yeah, so what was I talking about? It's escaped me. Big Fish, yes. So I was talking about video games, and yeah. So if there's a game that I want to play and I can't find it for the iPad, I might just put it onto my computer. So I did see that you can get from the Apple Store. They do have Myst. That was a classic game that I played years and years and years ago, and I think I'm going to get it and play it again. That was such a fun game. It's one of those games where you're not sure what you're doing at first, but after a while the story starts to get going and it makes more sense. But at first it's really weird. Like, why am I wandering around all these places? Yeah, there's another colorist who I listen to. I think it's Emma Colors. She also plays video games. I think she plays simulation style games. Yeah, she's actually watching her channel is what got me started in playing video games again. I have all these hobbies and not enough time to do them all. Yeah, I've gone down the planner rabbit hole because I have my coloring planner, but then I decided, okay, I need a planner to organize my life as well. So I got another planner, and then I like stickers and pens, and I have fountain pens. So actually I got into the planner, community because of fountain pens. So after my father passed away, I was going through his things, and I found his fountain pen, which was a Parker Vector. And yeah, and I thought to myself, oh, there's no way this thing works. And then it did. I was shocked. It's a fabulous pen. And I looked it up in the fountain pen community, and they call it a workhorse pen. It just goes and goes. So the next thing I knew, I was going down the fountain pen rabbit hole. And that was a couple of years ago. But I still love fountain pens. I don't know, they glide on the paper. Okay, I just want to put in a little bit more of this malachite green. Yeah, so keep in mind this one is slightly darker because it's in the shadow. Okay. And now these two little ones. Yeah, oh, I really like the way these leaves have come out. This is a fabulous color combination. Luminance pencils are beautiful. The thing about them is they're artist grade, and so there are 100 pencils in the set, which is a large set, but the idea for them is that you have to blend them together to get other colors, and they're very blendable, but they still keep a sharp point. So they're sort of a mix between the wax of Prismacolor and the oil of Polychromos. So they layer beautifully, they mix beautifully, but you gotta have patience because they're a layering pencil. Even though they blend really smoothly, they blend once you build up the color. Okay. All right, now this is a really small leaf, so I want to make sure my highlight stays in. Yeah, so I've been doing that. The game that I'm playing right now is called, I think it's called Reflections Tree of Life. It's cool. It's a mix between an adventure game, so there are puzzles, and a hidden object game. So there are puzzles where you have to find things on the screen. It's a mix of both. I like those kinds of games. And some of the puzzles are dialogue puzzles, and some of the puzzles are putting objects together, finding objects, working out, what the objects do. So I like those kinds of games. Yeah, so I did that this week. I'm still, I don't know, I'm in a bit of a reading slump. So I'm not reading as much. I'm coloring and playing video games. But I'm sort of like in the middle of my audiobook, which is called The Nightwoods by Paula Mounier. It's part of the Mercy Carr series. I think it's book 7, maybe 8. And yeah, I think one of the, I didn't put, that's okay. I just realized I didn't put the turquoise in. But that's great. This is such a small leaf. I think I'm going to leave it out. Yeah, so I'm in the middle of that one. I don't know. I can't seem to get into it. And that's why, I really like Mercy Carr, so I don't know why I can't get into it. Yeah, I think it's because the mystery is taking a while to get going. So it's easy to put aside. But I'm sure once the mystery gets going, maybe I'll do that today. I will listen to my audiobook while coloring. Oh, bless you. That was my roommate. She sneezed. It was her birthday this week. We went out for breakfast. It was very yummy. Yeah. Yeah, she's a winter baby. I'm a change of season baby. Okay. Right, so I'm just making sure we don't have any more of this particular kind of leaf. And I see that we don't. I'm thinking we're going to do these ones. This one. Now, what do I want to do with them, however? Let's look at our color palette and see, yes, what we could do with those. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for the long pause, although I think for you it wasn't that long, but Toby woke up and he needed his walk and his breakfast, so it was a bit of a longer break for me. Anyway, I digress. While I was walking Toby, I was thinking of what to do with these leaves, and looking at our color palette, I've decided that I'm going to go with this color and this color, because you can see how they go together in the inspiration image. Also, I know that actually in nature, there are leaves that are like a greenish turquoise and also have pink in them. So that's what we're going to do. So it's for these leaves on these flowers, and I think it will also work because we have the flowers themselves are pink. So it will sort of create a cohesive look having the turquoise and the pink. So we're actually going to start with the pink. I'm thinking we might put a layer of white down. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to put a layer of white down on the whole leaf. Okay, and yes. And then we're going to go, it's going to be pink at the top. Okay, and it's going to be the malachite green on the bottom. And usually what I do when I am merging two colors together that are very different, I leave white in the middle. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Let me just turn the page a bit and zoom in a bit more. Sorry about that. And yeah, by layering the white down first and coming at it from two different directions, you get a nice seamless merge. Okay. And then a little bit into the green with the pink. And then a little bit into the pink with the green. And then you get that seamless merge going. Oh, I like that. And then we've got the highlight in the middle. And then with the dark indigo, we just, in the deepest shadow here, next to the stem. And even a little bit at the top there. Oh, yeah, that came out nice. Right, and for this little one, again, we're going, oh, sorry, I was off camera. For this little one, it's going to be pink there. And then the malachite green there. Oh, I like that. And then they're so tiny, these flowers and these leaves. A little bit more pink, I think. And a little bit more green, but I want to leave that highlight. Oh, yes, that's nice. And I think it's this one as well. So again, we're gonna layer down with the white. Let me just make sure my white doesn't have any residue of other colors on it. Okay, so it's white, then it's pink at the top. Do all of that. Each one's just slightly different placement of the colors. Right, and then yeah, so I like this. This is turning out nice. Just put the green a little bit into the pink there. Yes, I can hear you. We can all hear you. I know. He does not like the cold weather. He never has, even when he was a puppy. It's not his favorite. He's a Jack Russell. He has short fur. He's a short-furred, or short-haired, because Jack Russells have hair. They don't have fur. So he's a short-haired Jack Russell, which means that he feels the cold a bit more, and so not a fan. Well, thankfully we live in a relatively warm climate. So he gets to enjoy the warmer weather most of the year, but it can get cold, so. All right, I don't want to do too much. And I do want to keep our highlight in the middle. So let's just do that. Oh, I like those leaves. They came out pretty. Okay, do we have time for anything else? I'm thinking let's do these tiny, tiny little leaves on the purple flowers. And there we're going to take what color is this? This is the violet, okay? Do I want to make them pink? Let's make them pink. I don't want them to be exactly the same. And if we make them pink, then we're getting this cohesiveness. Okay, so we're just going to put white on all of these tiny little leaves. They're really tiny, so we don't have to, do too much with them. So just the white, and then the purplish red 350, which was also the color that I used on the other leaves. Okay, I'm going to put this on the bottom. Yeah, I'm really liking how this page is coming out. I see that one of the images at the top in the teacups is sort of like a fish bowl sort of thing. And I'm thinking we want to keep our color palette. So it's going to be interesting to see what we do with that. Okay. And now we're doing the dark indigo for the deepest shadows. Just like on the bottom of each leaf. Okay, and then the pink again, just to blend it out a bit. And this one needs to be deepened up a bit more. Okay, so wow, these leaves are really tiny. And I think that's it. We're gonna leave it like that. Okay, let's zoom out and take a look. Right, so this is what our teapot is looking like right now, and I really like it. I think it's coming out beautifully, and I'm still debating about what color to make the actual handles and that, but I'm leaning towards silver. One moment I lean towards silver, another I lean towards gold, but right now I'm leaning towards silver. So, but we'll see. I might change my mind by the time we actually get there. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me for today's Saturday Snippets. I hope that you enjoyed the video. And once again, I'm reminding you about that fabulous new website. It is www.buddycolors.com, and I will put the name of the website both now and in the beginning of the video as well. So yeah, thanks again, and I hope to see you next week for the Saturday Snippets. Bye for now.